Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Soulful Eclectic. I am none other than your host, Dr. Diana Collins, and I want to welcome you to today's episode. If this is the first time you're joining us, well, dang, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us, to listen to what we got to talk about today. And if you are returning, well, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And thank you for taking the time out to come back and hear what we got to talk about today, because we got some good stuff to talk about. First, I want to thank as I always do, my supporters, all of you guys who reach out and want to be guests, those of you who listen to my podcast, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. It's funny to talk about that right now. My uncle asked me the other day, what was my analytics like? What does my viewership look like? And to be honest, I said I don't know. I do this because I enjoy engaging. I enjoy sharing the things that I share. I enjoy meeting new people that come on my podcast. I do it for the sheer pleasure, and I love that. Of course, any monetary value that I can gain is very helpful as well to keep me in the latest and greatest of computers and things. As you guys all know, I've been playing with my computer for many years, and it is well over its age. But me and this computer keep trucking along until I reach a quota where I can go ahead and purchase me an updated computer and software and so forth. So you know what? I just do it. So I never pay attention. But you know what? I engage with those who reach out. And so that's why I say thank you to you guys each and every time that I get on here. I just really and truly thank you and appreciate you for taking the time out to engage in my content. So with that, thank you. Thank you to the sponsors who definitely share their information with me, and I share it with you guys. So Divine Nubian Essentials, I love them. I love their hair care products. I love their skincare products, and they just keep me and my family well and good standing with our skin and our hair. And like I said, I've been using it since they created it, and my locks are it'll be 7 years in April, and I just am elated. So whatever. I may be biased, and there's that. So it's whatever. And Collins Education Resource Management, loving that they are here to help students who are trying to navigate healthcare education, healthcare academia, and remain successful with a great focus on those who need tremendous amount of help. Those of us that struggle with any type of academics, College Education Resource Management is there to give you some guidance, even if it's just to talk a plan through. So thank you to them. Thank you to Melvira's. Melvira, you guys know Deanna, your favorite stylist, was on our podcast as well, and she is amazing out here in Tucson, taking care of those of us with natural hair and things of that nature. She does my locks and to keep them looking fabulous. So I love that. So thank you to Deanna and Melvira at Melvira's Hair Studio. And I want to say thank you to Unapologetic Beast, also their inspirations that they share. And thank you, Victoria. Victoria will be a guest if we can get time together on the platform as well. So I really love that she wants to be a part of it. And I'm ready to have that partnership. So whenever she's ready, she'll come on the show. But Unapologetic Beast, if you haven't at what they're doing, they have my favorite t-shirt. I'm just winging this shit. I went on vacation. We got many comments. I can't even tell you. Myself and my husband have one, and truly, that's how I feel some days. I'm just winging this shit. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm doing it with grace and style, and with as much poise as I can muster up, depending on the day. And also, thank you to one of favorite authors, Miss Reggie Dupree. You know what? I re-listened to Hoodoo and Hoodoo Heaven and Return to Hoodoo and Mystical Midlife Mate. I've re-listened to those quite a few times already. So thank you. And I know she's working on some new material and I can't wait to get my hands on that. There's another author that's out there that I really did enjoy listening to her books too, Jessica Cade, and I've reached out to her. So hopefully she and I can connect and I can get Jessica Cade on here as well. I love her material and her fantasy books as well. So I'm all into fantasy and sci-fi. So anything you can get my hands on with that, I'm so appreciative. So if you're out there and you have that kind of material, I would love to read it and share and you guys on the show. So thank you for that. All right. I don't think I left anyone out. I probably did. And if I did, I apologize so much. Oh my gosh. It's just been one of those days. I was supposed to get an episode Friday and that totally did not happen. Again, I'm Army One here and I'm just navigating this world the best way I know how. And yeah, so if you're looking for the Breakfast Club kind of podcast over here, yeah, we're just having fun over here. So that with some education and in there as well, because I'm all about edutainment. So there's that. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you guys for all rocking with me. I appreciate you. My family, my friends, and all my support that are out there. Thank you. I do adore you and I do appreciate you. So keep the requests coming. Keep the questions coming because your questions is what help me build content and communication and conversation with everyone out there. So yeah, just keep communicating. I appreciate you. So as I said, again, welcome back to the Soulful Eclectic podcast. Again, we are here to explore nothing but beauty and the beauty of living, the beauty of healing and evolving. And we start with one conversation at a time. All right. So if you missed the beginning part of this, I am your host, none other than Dr. Diana Collins, and I just thank you for being here. So today we're going to talk about something that may sound simple, but can be one of the hardest things to practice, okay? And that is being okay with what is. What prompted me today to talk about this is the fact that actually this is something that is posted on my desk. It's on that's where my other laptop sits. And it is a reminder to me to not get up in my head about things that I can't control and to allow me that moment to be okay with what is, all right? Because sometimes we can't change that. So, I mean, those moments, right? Where life doesn't look the way you thought it should or it would. And when you've done all the work that you were supposed to do, you said all the prayers, you've meditated, you manifest, and still things just didn't happen, right? It's not perfect. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect. It's just okay. So what if being okay isn't a lack of progress? Did it do, and that's something that I had to think about. What if being okay isn't a lack of progress? Maybe being okay is part of the progress, right? So my thought is, what if being okay isn't a lack of progress? I'm repeating that, but actually a space of peace, right? Right? What if it is just a space of peace? Right. So sit with that for a second. Being okay doesn't mean that you're settling. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago when you talk about where you are today and what it means to be in this world today. And, I think the last time we talked about this was the week before, where I talked about being fearless, right? and what being fearless means today. But being okay doesn't mean that you're settling. It doesn't mean that you're giving up on your dreams or that you're ignoring your feelings by any means. It just means that you're giving yourself permission to breathe. Yes, you are giving yourself permission to breathe, to pause, to just take in the moment, whatever word you want to put there. You're giving yourself that permission, right? Permission to breathe, permission to rest in the now without feeling guilty, without rushing towards anything. Because we're always in a rush. We're always trying to get here, get there, and I'm guilty of it to slow down and just be mindful where I am. I do a lot of mindful walking. I do mindful driving. I'm just trying to be present in those moments, right? Because it's really easy for us to want to be on that hustle and go, 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 go. But it's really important to take those moments and just really to just chill, okay? To just be. And so I apologize for the ding that's coming in when I'm on these things. Of course, all my messages wants to come through and share with me. And I totally forgot to put it out. But anyways, to what it means to be and to just have that pause and to breathe. Oh, to breathe, right? We talked about the 4-corner breathing, and we just and reset, right? But for a moment, let's be real. Sometimes let's look at the way the world is, right? The world makes us feel like we have no choice but to rush all the time. This world makes us feel like we have to be thriving all the time, hustling, right? Healing isn't perfect for anyone. We all heal in a different manner. It takes different times, different ways in which we heal. Smiling through it. I can't tell you how many times I just smile through the day in the hopes that it makes me feel better, right? Just smiling through it. But to be truthful, life just moves in different seasons. And I think we've talked about this before in one of the episodes, that some people, some things are here for a reason, for a season, and for a lesson for us to learn. So it could be either of those for us to grow. And not every season is about growth, right? Sometimes it's about being grounded in who we are, what we're doing. And sometimes it's also a time to remember when things are happening, how things are happening, just different things. One of the things, I remember a time when I was doing what I thought I was doing everything right. And maybe I was doing everything right, showing up, caring for others, working hard, and still felt like I wasn't doing enough. Like I was chasing a version of peace that only existed in someone else's perfect world or someone else's perfect vision or someone else's timeline, right? It was a perception of perfection, I want to say. In my terms, I'm going to say it that way. It was a perception of perfection. Then we have one day I realized maybe I don't need to be that extraordinary person right now, whatever the extraordinary is, right? Air quotes. The extraordinary person. Maybe I don't need to be extraordinary right now. Maybe it's just okay to just be okay, right? And so that's where I have put myself, trying to figure out how it looks and what it looks like to be okay. So, yeah. What does it look like to be okay? And it looks different for each and every one of us. I find that there is no right way to do any of this, to live, to be. And I had this conversation many years ago with my oldest daughter about timelines, and because she's really big on where she should be in certain stages in her life. And I was like, whose timeline is this? Is this a timeline you created? And or is this a timeline that you found on in some book, or at that time it was a book and then it's evolved into some website. I said, did you find this somewhere? Who developed this? Whose mindset is this timeline? And I said, you have to realize when you see these timelines or these guides of where you should be at different stages of your life, they're not based on they're based off of one person's perspective, in my opinion. And y'all can disagree with me and I will take that. But I think it's based off of one person's opinion, and it's never a person that looks like us that's hustling the way we are. It's usually a person that is much more in the way of having things available to them, which is not the case for many of us, right? So who in whose mind, in whose world, in whose life is that tailored to, right? So let's sit with a question really quickly. What does being okay mean to you right now in this season of your life, right? We're talking about this season of your life. What does it mean to be okay? And I would say give yourself some minutes to think about it. Write it down. You don't have to answer it right now, but these are just things I just really want to bring out there to bring to your thought process. Take the question, discuss it with your significant other. Take this question, discuss it with your therapist. Take this question, discuss it with your best friend, your sister, your brother, your cousin, whomever. Take this question and pose it out there to your close group. What does being okay mean to you right now in this season of your life? Not years ago, not yesterday, right now, right to here today when we're talking about this in this season where you are. What does it mean to be okay? Is it giving yourself permission to rest without feeling like you're lazy? I know for me, that's a hard one, and I actually struggle with this a lot because I feel like to rest myself, I feel like I'm being lazy and I'm sitting there with 100 things that's going through my mind that I need to do, that I need to take care of, full laundry, do laundry. We just moved, so emptying out this box and setting up this bedroom, and so there's so many things, and it's like sometimes I just want to sit down and watch TV, watch a good movie, just be. So and we have this thought process that we're being lazy, and so does it look like for you when being okay, when you think about it, is one of the things, is it giving yourself permission to rest without feeling lazy? Is it accepting that feeling, is it accepting that healing takes longer than you expected? We talked about this some years ago, I think, and I might talk about it again when it talks about healing for your health, healing for your mental health, physical health, healing for your spiritual health, healing for death, right? There's no time frame on this. Are you upset with yourself that it's taken longer than you expected? What was your expectation? What did that look like, right? Is it allowing joy to exist in your life even when everything isn't fixed? Are you allowing yourself to be happy, to enjoy the little things and the big things in your life with all this other chaos that's in puzzle pieces on this side of your life, and you're not like trying to get at that puzzle and missing out on the joys in life? So think about it, because sometimes we feel guilty for slowing down, like it means like we failed. But rest isn't a weakness, it's a form of strength. And I talked about this when we talked about fearlessness last week, and 2 weeks ago, excuse me. And it's a form of strength. When we allow ourselves to be okay with what is, we open the door for clarity, for compassion, and to calm the center. And there's something about that. So look at it that way. Yeah, I just want to look at it that way. When we allow ourselves to be okay with what is, we open the door for that clarity. to heal ourselves, to see what it is that we need to see, or to clear the humidity that's on the window of our life, to give us that clarity. We open ourselves up for compassion, loving ourselves first, and then whatever overflow of love that we've poured into our own cup, allowing that overflow to help and be a part of someone else, right? Because as I said in other podcasts, right? We want to pour into ourselves, but we should never be giving from within our glasses out to others. No, we share the overflow out to others. So if we pour into ourselves and we have just enough at the tippity top of that cup, then guess what? I have nothing to give, because that cup is mine. That cup is mine. But if I continue to pour into that cup that's already full, and then it begins to overflow, not that I can give to whoever is needed, right? And that's the way we have to look at it, and not feel guilty about that. So, and we're going to take a quick break, but in that quick break, I want you to, again, think about, what does it mean to be okay? What does okay look like for you right now in this season of your life? All right. And you guys know I love me a good antidote, affirmation, mantra, whatever. I'm all about it. So I'm going to give you, maybe I'll give you one or two today, and right now before we go to break. So this one, okay? You don't have to fix every moment. That's a big one. You don't have to fix every moment. Sometimes your only job is to witness it. You like that, right? Because I like that one. And for me, that one is a big one, because I am naturally a fixer. Whenever someone calls me with a problem, I automatically jump into my mind of, what can I do to help you? What can I do to fix it? What can I do to make it better? And sometimes it's just to witness it, to listen to it, to just be present and just be that person that's listening or that's watching it unfold. Sometimes that's our only job in that moment. And so I share that with you all, because again, I struggle with that. I really do. I automatically go into fixing it, and I have to catch myself and say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to start giving you advice. I didn't mean to start trying to give you solutions. I need to ask you, before we continue on, what do you need from me in this conversation? And this is real. Like, what's my role in this conversation that we're having? Because if my role is you want me to listen, then I will do that. I'm going to just sit here and I'm just going to listen. If my goal is to watch, I'm going to sit here and watch your life unfold. If you want suggestions and you're asking, then I'm going to need you to tell me that. Okay, no, I'm going to give you my scenario, and would you please mind if you have whatever your suggestions or advice you may have? I would love to hear it. Then then I will engage. Otherwise, I'm going to listen. And that's something that I personally have been working on to integrate better into my life, into my conversations when people call me and start talking about things. I mean, okay, are we doing this to talk, or are we doing this to really fix and do things? So yeah, so that's where that is. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to just talk about some things. So we're going to finish this conversation when I come back. So yeah, so go ahead, get some water, because I know I need a refill. I did not do myself any service with this cup, because I thought it was full in the 40 ounces that it holds. And it is not. It is not. So please go take a bio break. For those who are just listening on the radio or on the podcast feed, by all means, take a pause, do what you need to do, because we're going to take a break real quick.
Everyone, I would like to welcome you to a show that is called Cruise with Rob C.
If I can get this right. See, Army of One. I can mess
Exclusively
up
on
something.
WUBI Ubiquity Radio every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. My name is Rob C., and while taking your cruise, you will hear the very best in smooth jazz, smooth R&B, classic soul, as well as other genres that definitely define the very essence of smooth. I personally invite you to come aboard, and while you're here, grab your favorite beverage, turn up the volume, and have a seat as we set sail on this musical journey for your listening pleasure. You can find us at wubi.live, or depending if you have an Apple or Android device, go to your app store and download our free WUBI app. Take care, and as always, enjoy your cruise, y'all.
I am the Disco Bee.
I am the Alpha Male.
I am Benjamin Grimm, and we host,
From a Queen's perspective,
The Seasoned Gentleman.
the host of the Love Jones Cafe.
we are the Love Jones Cafe.
The Love Jones Cafe.
We are the Love Jones Cafe.
Love Jones. Love Jones. Love Jones. Love Jones.
Hey everyone, Dr. Diana Collins here with the Soulful Eclectic, a podcast about being your authentic self and maintaining your health and wellness, brought to you by Divine Nubian Essentials, Love the Skin You're In, and also Collins Education Resource Management, where healthcare education is our passion. If you're looking for a new read, check out our friend Reggie Dupree in Hoodoo Heaven, Return to Hoodoo, and Mystical Midlife Mate, because everything is happening in Hoodoo, brought to you by WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. If you have not downloaded your app on Roku or Apple or Google Play, do so right away. The Soulful Eclectic can be found every Friday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on all your podcast streaming platforms, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. So, see you soon. Namaste. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking that time. I hope you had a good bio break, got some tea, coffee, whatever it is that you may need. I hope you got it, okay? Just letting you know. If not, you guys are at home. You can pause, listen from a distance, whatever you need to do. I don't need to tell y'all, but just make sure you take care of yourselves while you're at it. But anyways, so yeah, so when I left off, what was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, yes, I do. See, my brain fog some days. It's getting better. So what does being okay mean to you right now in this season of life, right? So again, as I said last, you don't have to fix every moment. Sometimes your only job is to witness it. So that's for those of us who are those perfectionists in life, all right? And the other thought, as we were on that little break, something else came to mind, right? Your journey doesn't have to match anyone else's timeline. Talking about timelines, right? Your journey doesn't have to match anyone else's. My road to my success in being an entrepreneur, my road to success in being a public speaker and lecturer and things like that, my road to success in building this podcast, right? Because that's a big one for me. My road to success in my acting, it's on my timeline. It looks the way it looks from me because this is my lane. This is nobody else's lane but mine. So it doesn't match anyone else's, and it doesn't have to, because it's not anyone else's. It's yours. It's mine. It's just, that's the way it goes. For you, it's right on time. So for me, it's all right on time. So that's something too I wanted to share. It was a thought I had during that bio break that we were taking. Your journey doesn't have to match anyone else's timeline. You are right on time for you. And that's something we have to keep in our head. So if you want to write that down too. Your journey does not have to match anyone else's timeline. You are right on time for you because it's your timeline. And the other thing is for us who have that guilt. I was raised in Catholic school. I was raised in a Baptist church. So I too sometimes suffer from that quote unquote Catholic guilt that is present. And I have to be okay with rest is not earned, it's essential. Remember, we get that guilt to feel guilty because we're rested. Oh, I didn't work hard enough. Or I didn't do enough this week. I shouldn't be tired. Or I didn't do too much today. So why am I tired? Because your body says you're tired. So you were tired. And it's essential to rest. It's okay to rest. You should not feel guilty for resting. Okay? So it's essential to the body to rebuild and do what it needs to do. So resting is needed. For those of us who are journaling, I know when we were talking about being fearless, we talked about journaling a little bit. And so if you're journaling or you just having a reflection, or if you record it and you do reflective listening, I want to offer you some questions to ask yourself. You can put this in your journal as your journal heads on your pages to guide your thought process. But what does being okay mean for you today? We talked about that one. That was your first one, right? When was the last time you allowed yourself to just be still? Have that pause without judgment. Okay? When was the last time you allowed yourself to just be still without judgment? The other thing is, what are you holding on to that's keeping you from accepting what is? Like that, right? I like that one too. That's why I wrote it down. What are you holding on to that's keeping you from accepting what is? That's why it's taped to my desk. Because it's a constant reminder for me, because I'm always chasing something. I'm always trying to make things different, and I love the things that I do, all of them, as we talked about in the past too. All of these things that I do are my passion. So to just put one thing over the other, I can't. So being okay with what is and what's keeping me from accepting the what is. Right? And it doesn't have to be negative. It could be just something that you want to change and do better, or something that you want to incorporate, or maybe just the what is like, because I don't know what the what is, right? So, and that's okay. But just having that thought process and being mindful about it and having that conversation with yourself and reflect is very helpful. And the other thing I have on my mind is, how might life feel lighter if you stopped fighting what's out of your control? This thought I had when I did my last walk, when I had my mindful walk. And I said, how much lighter would my life be if I stopped fighting the things that are out of my control? Because I always say, you have a choice. You can try to keep fighting and doing and taking care of and spinning your wheels about things you have no control of. Or you could just let go of what you don't have control of, because you can't do anything about it. Same thing about worrying. Why are you worried about something that you have no control over? What about what you have control over? Can you change what you have control over? Okay, then you do that. But for stuff that you don't have control over, what we doing? Why are we doing it? Why am I going to focus on that? Because you can't do anything about it. You can't change it. You can't make it better. You can't make it. You can't dress. You just can't do anything with it because it's not in your control. So why are you worried about it? Right? And then how about this? Can you name one thing, no matter how big or how small, can you name one thing that's already okay right now? Can you name one thing that is already okay right now? Yep. For me, what's already okay right now is my health, right? My job, my living situation. See, that's about 3. That's already okay right now. I'm okay. So can you name at least 1 or 2 things that are, no matter how big or how small, that's okay right now at this moment? Yeah, I know, right? You can. I challenge you. Say them out loud. How's it make you feel? All right. So here's our pause moment. Let's take a deep breath together. Okay? We're going to inhale together. We're going to inhale peace. Exhale tension. Nice. So you inhale peace. Let that tension out. Okay? Now, repeat after me, or whatever simple words that you want to wash over you at this moment. Here are some, I told you guys I'm big on affirmations and manifestations, right? And mantras. Okay, so you can repeat after me, or you can just listen to it. You can write them down, whatever floats your boat and get you across that river. I give myself permission to be at peace with where I am. That could be where I am today, where I am for the year, whatever. I am giving myself permission to be at peace with where I am. It's okay to not have it all figured out. Okay? Hey, some of this stuff I'm saying for me too. It's okay to not have it all figured out, because I don't have it all figured out. I have no idea. But each day I'm learning to figure it out. And then being okay is enough. Gosh, like no is a whole sentence in some aspects. Being okay is enough. So it's okay to just be okay. Sometimes people call me and they say, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm okay." And it's like, okay, what does that mean? Like, I'm okay. And it's okay to be okay. I'm okay. There's nothing hidden behind that. I'm just okay. I'm okay. Right? And that's how so just like, I know we have these words that can mean 100 different things. Like fine, depending on how you say fine, can mean you're happy, angry, or pissed off at the world, or you ready to fight. Just with word. You good. You good could mean everything. I'm good could be everything. And mean nothing all in the same time. So same thing with being okay. Being okay is enough. Being good is enough. Being fine sometimes is enough. At those moments, whatever it may be. I am safe in this moment. So that's another one. I am safe in this moment. I am. And I can say that. I am safe in this moment. Okay? Peace comes when I stop fighting the present. This one sat with me for a moment. And I was like, whoa, yeah. When you talk about being at peace and with yourself, or, with others, and it really starts with me being present. It starts with me stopping fighting the present. Because we always thinking in the future, what I could be doing if I was making this amount of money, what I would do if I was, when I get here, or when I get this amount of money, I'm going to, no. That means we're fighting the present. We're not living in the present. We're just negating and we're just moving ahead. Stop fighting where we are. This is where we are. Okay, right now, yeah, I'm good. We're planning this. We're doing this. We're going here. I'm eating this. Whatever. Peace comes when I stop fighting the present. And honor your growth. That's the other one. I honor my growth even in the stillness, because in the stillness, you are still growing. Okay? Please remember that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. In the stillness, you are still growing. Remember that. Okay? Let yourself feel that. Be calm in the middle of all this uncertainty. That's where your power lies. Being calm, being fearless in those moments. Man, that speaks volumes right there. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's meaningful. It's hard. It's hard when we are all about the hustle, man. I tell you, I mean, we have to have many streams of hustle just to make it. Most days, oh, I know. I know. It's hard. It's tough. It's a struggle. We're constantly battling day in and day out. And it looks different for each and every one of us. You know, we see different things out on the social media. And social media does make it hard to really be in the present, to not fight the present. It makes it hard for us to want to fix things, always want to stop, to not want to fix things. And, you know, because there's so much noise that is surrounding us that we get lost in all this noise and all this music and all this sound that's around us, and that we don't get to a chance to really sit and have that pause. Do you guys ride your home in silence, depending on how you feel? Whether you're happy, sad, had the worst day, had the best day, ride home in silence and just be mindful of the things. I did that one day and just was not focused on getting to my destination. I was doing mindful driving, and I was looking at the people on the sidewalk, different stores that I noticed that I didn't never have noticed before. I actually went in one the other day. It's a beauty supply store that I was doing mindful driving, and I looked to my right and was looking at all the stores that were in the plaza. And I was like, oh, there's a beauty supply store. And then lo and behold, after I saw the beauty supply store, I actually went to home and was scrolling through TikTok, and the young lady who owns the beauty supply store was on TikTok. And I was like, now I have to go into the store. So I went into the store and I actually struck up a conversation with the young lady, which was really cool. So I got being mindful and just doing those pause and just giving my mind time to think about other things other than not being in the present and about the future and what I need to do and what has to be done and what I want. And it just, your mind races forever. It gave me that moment. I saw a coyote try to get across the street. Yes, we have coyotes, and it was midday, and that coyote was trying his best to get across the street without getting hit. I don't know if the coyote made it. It was a reality, how they take the cartoons and put them in reality. So it just made me think of Wile E. Coyote trying to get across. So that's what it was. So I kind of had a chuckle to myself. So it gives you time to just really be in the moment and to be present. Presence over presence is key with that. I think there's a book about that. Presence over presence. Somebody wrote that. I did not write it. I'm writing a book, but it was not that. So it's something to think about. Yeah. All right. So in closing, because I try not to overwhelm you guys, because I know I could go for like an hour. But I really want you guys to really go and do some journaling and write about this stuff. So yeah, you got some homework, okay? And we'll talk about what your homework is, okay? So your first part of your homework is sitting with the question of, what was the question? Okay. The question was, what does being okay mean to you right now in this season of your life? That was the first question that we led off with, right? And within that question, I gave you my antidotes. You don't have to fix every moment. Sometimes your only job is to witness it. The other antidote I gave you is your journey doesn't have to match anyone else's timeline. You are right on time for you. And then rest is not earned. It's essential. It really is essential. Now, for your journaling homework added to that, I guess this will be page, because your first question was page 1. Your antidotes, you could do with those with what you choose. You can write post-its, whatever. I'm sharing those with you. Let's see. So this is page 2. What does being okay mean to you? That was question. Also, I guess it's still, yeah. So no, that's another one. So that's a separate question. I know I'm getting it together. What does being okay mean to you? That's your second question. And then your third one is, when was the last time you allowed yourself to just be still? Give yourself a pause without judgment. Yeah. And then the third one was, what are you holding on to that keeps you from accepting the what is? What are you holding on to that's keeping you from accepting what is? And then, how might life feel lighter if you stop fighting what's out of control, of your control? How might life feel lighter if you stop fighting what's out of your control? And then the last one is, can you name one thing, no matter how big or small, one thing that's already okay right now? Yeah. Okay. And I don't know if did you write down the affirmations that we talked about? Yeah, I think I told you to write those down, because I'm like, I don't know. So I hope you wrote them down. If not, I'll put them in the notes, the show notes. Yeah, so some things to think about. So in closing, let me think. What do I want to say? Remember, okay isn't a downgrade. It's a doorway to peace. All right. Remember, okay isn't a downgrade. It's in a doorway to peace. And sometimes just waking up and showing up, which we said in being fearless. Being fearless sometimes just means showing up. So sometimes just waking up and showing up and breathing through the day, hell, that is victory right there. Okay? That is victory enough. Remember that. So give yourself that grace. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind with yourself. Okay? And know that being okay is a form of healing. One that we just can't rush. And it doesn't need to be rushed. What's the hurry? I don't know. We are always in a hurry, and this world is in such turmoil. We need that peace. We need that pause. It's essential for us. But yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent on today's world, because what we're trying to do is heal ourselves. And this was what was on my spirit today, because like I said, it's on my desk, and it's taped to my desk, and I read it all the time, being okay with what is. And so I want to share that with you guys. So thank you for tuning in and listening to the Soulful Eclectic, wherever you are. If by any chance this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who can probably need a word of pickup, and, or even if they just want to listen, see while they're cooking and cleaning and whatever. But if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who needs that same permission to just be. All right. So until we meet again, please take care of your soul and stay soulful and eclectic and beautifully you and authentically you. All right, y'all. Namaste.